So with this being the week leading into TFcon, it's going to be no surprise that we're going to be talking about some TFcon exclusive reveals. And already there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm going to be writing a bio for this and that, but one of the major reveals thus far, and it's probably going to be one of the key exclusives that everyone is going to want to get that weekend, is that of the Ocular Max PS01R Sphinx Regenesis. And what is that exactly? Oh man, when the news broke of this, it was hilarious because some people were dreadfully confused at what is going on with these colors on a masterpiece scale Mirage mold. So let Proto Man take you through the history of this one. This is. I am so excited about this exclusive, by the way, because this is something that I love. This is the kind of stuff that I love. And so the Perfection series, Regenesis, the DX Ocular Max line is going to give you a throwback to the 90s. So in the 1990s, during Generation 2 specifically for Transformers, there was a lot of Generation 1, G1, 1984, 1985 molds that were, I want to say, like reissued into the G2 line. And they were given more 90s radical color schemes. They were given some cool little extra accessories, some new decos and stickers. Like Jazz had the music note on him and all that kind of stuff. And at some point, Mirage was supposed to be kind of mixed in with that. Now, granted, later on in Generation 2, Mirage finally did get a Generation 2 toy, which was part of the 1995 GoBot release, those little spy changers, and he was kind of just a repaint of Double Clutch, and a lot of people assumed that most of those Autobot Decepticon names that were used on those GoBot spy changers in 95 were more just an excuse to, well, keep the trademarks, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Soundwave, Rumble, the whole crew. And Mirage was no different. He was just a repaint of Double Clutch, keep that trademark. And then Mirage was actually supposed to get a flip changer toy, but that flip changer ended up never getting released during Generation 2, and that mold would find its place years later in Machine Wars and then used as Indie Heat and Car Robots in Disguise, known as Skid Z. So he didn't really get a proper G2 release, and the fact is that because he was supposed to get one year one right at the beginning of G2 in 1993 in that of this crazy pink and green color scheme. And years later, we would learn of this pink and green color scheme, and the mock-ups were shown at certain BotCon conventions, and then the Transformers Vault Collector's Book showed the high-res image of that art and stuff, and it was supposed to be a release for 1994, and it just was so crazy. It was so G2. It had the little crocodile deco on it and all kinds of nutty stuff. So, what happens here? Ocular Max, they took their Sphinx mold that they've already used in the past with TFcon. It was used for our TFcon 2016 exclusive for our half invisible Mirage, and it was used with the Not Feng Shui comic book that I wrote with that was with Damon Bat and a few other of the crew. That was, a really cool mold, and it's getting brought up again, and it's being painfully perfectly done. They're looking at the old prototype image, the old mock-ups, the old art, even the little crocodile details, the little numberings on it, the whole 9 yards, the 188, the crocodile, every little painted detail. And they're going to match it onto the Ocular Max mold. So this is an amazing thing if you're a Generation 2 collector, or if you're someone that wants to own a piece of Transformer history that never happened. We never got that G2 Mirage. We never got that crazy toy, so this is a good stand-in for that. And it's also something that I don't really see Takara, if they ever do a Masterpiece Mirage, doing those color schemes. It's a color scheme that if BotCon still existed, I could kind of see them wanting to go crazy and do something like that, but we live in a world today where BotCon unfortunately does not exist. So Ocular Max is filling the void, and this is incredible. It's going to be super limited quantities at the convention. It will be $110 USD while supplies last, and that's it. Once it's done, it's done. So if you don't have any success picking this up in person, your best bet would probably be to check either on eBay or on some of the other auction websites, because that's where usually a lot of the surplus ends up, because these things are sold one per person. You're not allowed to buy more than one. So the reality of the matter is that if you buy two, it's not going to happen. There's not going to be someone that's going to buy one for you and one for a friend. So you're going to have people that are going to buy one, and they'll probably put it on eBay if you're lucky. So if you do see one on eBay, try to snag it, because this is going to be a super limited quantity thing, and it's a fun little thing. We've been doing this kind of this G2 gimmick for the past couple of years now, and it's been very successful with people. People have been really eating this up, and so far, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but this is without a doubt the most exciting thing that we've done thus far for the G2 gimmicks that we've been doing the past 2 years now. So I don't know, just because it's something that never got released, and I'm big on like hard to get figures or unreleased figures. So this is great. Sponsored by ages 3 and up, so big ups to them, the whole freaking crew. I love those guys so much. They're a whole bunch of amazing individuals. They're always so awesome and respectful, and have this character after 25 years. It's been exactly 25 years since this toy was originally planned back in 95. After 25 years to finally get his release in some shape or form, this is amazing. And he's going to come in exclusive Generation 2, similar kind of packaging like the past Ocular Max stuff, and it's going to be it's going to be spectacular. So definitely check that out. 110 USD. Come to TFcon. If not, check eBay. Definitely, like I suggest, like usually the best thing to do, check like the Saturday, usually like at lunchtime, maybe a little bit after lunchtime. That's when they're going to start popping up. Definitely check that out. Type, I guess, Ocular Max PS01R Sphinx or whatever, TFcon 2019. It'll pop up, and definitely try to get this beautiful thing. Amazing.